Why is there almost no McDonald's in Africa? By Fern. Let's see this, guys. What is this video?
Successful restaurant on the planet. By a long shot. It's got the highest revenue. It's the most recognizable brand. There are over 40,000 restaurants worldwide. And the company plans to expand
They
even
actually
more.
leaked. They opened one in my city too recently. Finally. Consume.
You can eat fries under the northern lights, cool off with a McFlurry in the Negev desert.
Negev. there is a Negev on site on B. Guys. I mean, they said it for years that maybe one is gonna open. It's been like for 10 years that they are guessing like maybe one opens now. There is like 5 of them in a nearby big city.
Or grab a Big Mac
You
on
have enough
Guantanamo
population.
Bay. Even just a few steps from the Vatican, there's a McDonald's, though some of the cardinals find it perverse. McDonald's is everywhere.
Isn't there a McDonald's too at Mussolini's site where they killed him? Where they hanged him?
At least almost everywhere.
Yeah.
What happened to McDonald's in Africa? Why are the Golden M's so rare across a continent that's home to almost 1/5 of the world's population? It's not like American fast food.
It's because they need local produce for potatoes and whatever. And it's too costly to import that from like Europe or whatever.
Hasn't found its way into Africa.
And it's too slow.
KFC is here. Pizza Hut is here. Even Burger King made it. So why didn't McDonald's? This is the story of a company built on rigid standardization, of global ambition colliding with local realities, of politics and corrupt dictator families, of frustrated customers waiting for fries, and the search for the perfect potato.
My life is potato.
And I make a video for you guys to see how it looks like.
So there is a few in
McDonald's
Egypt, Morocco and South Africa.
Off to a promising start in Africa. In 1992, it opened its first location in Morocco. By then, the so-called burger wars were basically over, an intense race for market share in the $48 billion burger industry. A war waged mostly in competitive, aggressive advertising campaigns. The key players were McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's. But by the time that fight went global, one of the three had clearly pulled ahead. During the mid-90s, McDonald's was operating in 100
Look at Soviet Union. They cannot open it there yet. It's empty.
countries. It claimed to open a restaurant somewhere in the world every 3 hours. Fast food had become one of the purest symbols of globalization, with McDonald's leading the way. And Africa was the next logical step in the race for global dominance.
Yeah, but then it has to
So
be
the Big M eventually came to Morocco too. At the time, a full meal at McDonald's cost about 50 dirham or $6.25. The minimum wage in Morocco was about 75 cents per hour.
Yeah, there is like worldwide. There is a pay index with the Big Mac index. So like they calculate how many Big Macs you can buy in your wage. There's like a global, because like Big Mac is like the same cost everywhere apparently.
But people showed up anyway. McDonald's was something Moroccans only knew from movies. It was exciting to
like
finally get a taste. The location
to
added to it.
calculate.
You could sit just steps away from the beach. Today there are many more in Morocco. One of them is here in Marrakesh. We asked Ismail to check it out for us.
Hello guys, my name is Ismail. I'm from Morocco, exactly Marrakesh, and today we come here at McDonald's to see how it looks like.
It looks like
McDonald's
an
in Morocco, not just place for eating in fast food, but also for spend time with family. Sometimes you find people come here and studying here. Let's go now inside to see how it looks like. Wow. So
it's empty.
how you can see, McDonald's should have the typical design, and she is very, very clean. For the menu also is 100% halal.
McDonald's adapted its menu to Moroccan customs, serving exclusively halal meat and a traditional post-fast menu during Ramadan. McDonald's success is often credited to this exact balance: standardized products adapted to local tastes. A strategy
It just has to be like chicken.
known as
that's
glocalization. The chain was also celebrated as a job creator, particularly for young people at a time when youth unemployment was very high. Beyond just the restaurants, McDonald's created jobs across the supply chain. So, after finding...
Yeah, even jobs for like farmers and stuff, like I'm growing potatoes and I'm selling for them.
success in Morocco, McDonald's branched out to other African
or I'm the delivery guy that delivers the potato from the farmer to them. Like...
countries. In the mid-1990s, South Africa was undergoing a historic transition. Not long before, the apartheid laws had been abolished and the country was starting fresh. McDonald's seized the moment and opened its first restaurant in Johannesburg in 1995. It was the first McDonald's south of the Sahara. But the real breakthrough came in 2011 when McDonald's sold its South African franchise rights to Cyril Ramaphosa.
Interesting that they don't have one in like Liberia.
A former businessman and future president of the country.
Or like
he scaled the business significantly.
Dominican Republic.
By 2025, the country had over 400 McDonald's restaurants. McDonald's also managed to expand to Egypt and Mauritius, but that's it. All four are among Africa's wealthier countries. So it makes sense McDonald's found footing there. But they're hardly the only places on the continent with expanding middle classes and populations with disposable income.
Tanzania, Botswana, Ivory Coast. Isn't this Niger? And this is Algeria.
KFC, a far less wealthy chain than McDonald's, has managed to gain footing in more than 25 African countries.
Zimbabwe.
So why is McDonald's in only 4? The answer has 3 components. Number 1, corruption. Back in the 90s, McDonald's tried to enter Tunisia. The company spent 7 years preparing. It did lengthy market research, obtained licenses, established product supply chains, and found a local franchising
every African country's location and name
partner. But eventually, the deal collapsed. It had been blocked by Tunisia's ruling family, the Al Mataris. They wanted the franchise for themselves. They even warned McDonald's, choose the right partner or face the consequences. McDonald's refused and decided to back out completely. Years pass, but in 2009 there's another opportunity. A US ambassador and his wife have been invited to the home of Nesrine Al Matari, daughter of the Tunisian president.
Alright.
Her husband Sakr Al Matari is poised to become Tunisia's next ruler. They meet in this impressive beachfront mansion featuring Roman columns, an infinity pool, and a pet tiger called Pasha. They enjoy a lavish banquet, while the country is facing bankruptcy and staggering unemployment. The ambassador has struggled to get press coverage for his embassy's humanitarian projects, and the Al Mataris agree to help. After all, their family owns some newspapers. In return, they would happily assist McDonald's in entering Tunisia. Maybe they could start at a new port in La Joulette.
Yeah.
But it won't come to that. In December 2010, a young street vendor sets himself on fire in an act of protest. In response, people hit the streets, demand change, and eventually revolution sweeps across the country. Tunisia's president is ousted from power during the Arab Spring. The Al Matari family flees into exile. Years of political instability follow, and the economy never truly recovers. To this day, McDonald's hasn't opened a single restaurant there. But in many cases, the absence of McDonald's in African countries isn't explained by corruption or political instability. Instead, it comes down to something rather unexpected. 2. Crispy on the outside, soft on the inside.
What?
Whether you eat a burger in Germany, Japan, or the US, McDonald's wants their product to be the same experience wherever you order it. This reliability is a core aspect of the brand. That's why McDonald's relies on strict food safety standards and protocols. These cover everything from food sourcing, packaging, and distribution all the way to how restaurants are run. There are hygiene rules in every step of production. Ingredients have exact specifications, and recipes are standardized down to the finest measurements. And potatoes are at the heart of one of their most important products.
I told you,
This is a russet Burbank. It's McDonald's favorite potato for its fries. The fast food giant also relies
Or maybe that potato doesn't grow in Africa.
On varieties
It's
such as
racist.
Shepherdie, Innovator, and Zorba. These potatoes are specifically approved for use and are mainly grown in the US, Canada, and Europe. McDonald's is very specific about how they're to be cultivated. Farmers in the supply chain have to follow strict rules to make sure the quality stays consistent. Because after all, the fries are supposed to taste the same everywhere.
Yeah, it kind
Their
of
standards
does.
define desired potato length and thickness. The fries need to be crispy and golden on the outside and fluffy on the inside. McDonald's tries to source their potatoes locally. In Germany, for example, most potatoes come from German farms with additional supplies from neighboring countries. But in Africa, generally speaking, the exact potato varieties McDonald's prefers are not cultivated at scale. So it might have to ship potatoes over long distances. And that can pose a whole series of risks. It's 2022 in Kenya. KFC is very popular here.
Maybe KFC
Their
doesn't care
potatoes
that
are shipped in
much.
from Egypt, but it's COVID and container ships get stuck. And so the chain runs out of fries.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, an American fast food restaurant chain, announced that it's run out of potatoes, fries.
But KFC refuses to use local potatoes to bridge the gap. And that gets people very upset.
According to KFC, these potatoes, these beautiful African potatoes, these beautiful Kenyan potatoes are not considered as potatoes to KFC.
Interesting. They could have tried with this and just say that we are using local produce. So if it's the quality is worse, then that's to blame.
Potatoes are the second most popular staple in Kenya after maize. The country is the fifth largest
Maybe
potato
people like it
producer in
more.
Africa.
I don't get it. What happened to the potatoes that they are growing in Kenya? They are not good enough for the Kenyan people to eat your...
Then
But
it
the
should be
issue isn't
good.
really the quality of Kenyan potatoes. Just like McDonald's, KFC relies on a specific potato type that turns crispy on the outside and stays soft on the inside when fried. The potato grown by most Kenyan farmers is called shengi, and it doesn't meet these strict requirements.
Why?
A little off topic, but Burger King actually benefited from KFC's misery by running an ad campaign that mocked its rivals' woes. Now, we don't know if McDonald's executives are aware of the Kenya KFC fry crisis of 2022, but chances are they studied it closely and drew their own conclusions. And McDonald's supply chain challenges in Africa go beyond potatoes. They have all to do with the equator. To understand what we mean by that, let's take a look at Nigeria.
That's right, it's
The country has
Nigeria.
a population of more than 230 million people and is one of the largest economies on the continent. On paper, it looks exactly like the
paper.
kind of market a global fast food giant would want to enter. And in fact, Nigeria has KFC, Domino's, and Burger King. But once again, McDonald's
They
is
don't have
missing.
Domino's here.
Likely because while it's economically developed, it's also the ultimate end boss for a reliable cold chain.
I guess
A
for
cold
us,
chain is basically a temperature-controlled supply chain. Its task is to keep products
With
cool the
local
whole time while they're being
places
stored and
get it.
transported. And depending on the ingredient, the cold chain has to remain uninterrupted to guarantee McDonald's quality and food safety standards. Products like meat have to stay within strict temperature ranges the entire time. To make that possible, temperatures inside trucks and storage facilities are continuously monitored, and logistics teams receive real-time updates if something goes wrong. But in Nigeria, everything can go wrong all the time. In the major city Lagos, power cuts are frequent. At the same time, the average temperature is around 34 degrees Celsius. So
Ice
when
cream is
power
gonna
goes
melt.
out, frozen burger patties thaw within just a few hours. That can quickly become a health risk. Nigeria is also enormous, nearly twice the size of Spain. Transporting products can involve crossing all kinds of terrain: rivers, dense forests, and sometimes even savannas. Droughts and floods make transport even more difficult. Many roads are in poor condition and full of potholes. All of this makes it incredibly hard to stay within certain transportation timeframes and guarantee ingredients stay cold. Still, it's likely just a matter of time before McDonald's overcomes these hurdles and conquers Nigeria. The country has already transformed rapidly in recent years, its growth potential is enormous, and the Big M shan't miss out. But for now, instead of chasing the big gold as one
I guess instead, yeah, opening more stuff in like Europe or Asia.
executive put it, McDonald's may target smaller countries first, where supply chains are more easily secured. But, you might wonder, if the whole supply chain is so difficult, Africa being this whole final fast food frontier, etc., Why did KFC manage to establish itself all across Africa then? Excellent question. 3. Crispy chicken. First, KFC has adapted its menu in African countries to local tastes. For example, KFC Ghana serves jollof rice, a popular West African rice dish cooked in a tomato sauce. But likely the reason for KFC's success is mostly the focus on chicken. In 2024, chicken was the most consumed meat in Africa. Compared to beef, it's cheaper and more accessible. Chicken also has shorter production cycles, higher feed efficiency, and lower overall production costs. KFC benefits from all that. And in Africa, the overwhelming majority of its chicken is locally sourced. That means shorter supply lines, fewer imports, and less costs. McDonald's is aware of these advantages. As beef prices rise in the US, for example, the chain is increasingly moving toward chicken-based options as well. But we were unable to find out to which degree a chicken-heavy menu might be part of McDonald's expansion plans into more African countries. It would make sense. We've established that McDonald's is historically brilliant at globalization. And perhaps it's that globalization that makes McDonald's feel so inevitable. It's not for nothing that its hero item is used as a type of economic index.
I said it.
And this inevitability ties into this vague feeling that as places grow richer, they converge towards the same set of brands and aesthetics, just slightly tweaked to local taste. Like, of course there's a McDonald's in Venice, just as there will be matcha lattes and mayonnaise-leaning sushi. For now, it feels like much of Africa is proof that even one of the world's most powerful brands can't just expand everywhere.
Maybe they can find...
But for how long?
Open in Saudi Arabia.
Because one thing is clear.
Instead.
McDonald's will keep trying. And as Hemingway put it, change happens slowly and then all at once. Like it or not.
So many people work on these videos.
Will keep trying. And as Hemingway put it, change happens slowly and then all at once.
Like 15 people. Right. Now we know.